Jack O'Neill was born in 1927 in Denver, Colorado. He grew up in Southern California, where he was introduced to his passion, surfing. In 1949, he moved to San Francisco to pursue college at the San Francisco State University, and in 1952, he opened a small shop of surf gears and came up with the name Surf Shop. After 7 years, he moved to Santa Cruz, where he stayed for his whole life and became a local. Such a local that the wave in front of his house is now known as the O'Neill Spot and is one of the best waves of the area. During his time in Santa Cruz, many surfers were looking about how to spend more time in the cold water. With water temperatures being able to arrive under 50 Fahrenheit in Northern California, this was a research that would be able to revolutionize surfing. O'Neill tested many materials, between them oil-treated sweaters, rubber-layered underwear, PVC foam suits, but none of these satisfied him. So what he did, he went on a huge research and figured out that a scientist named Hugh Bredner completed a research about the same thing in UC Berkeley and found a material which would revolutionize the surfing industry forever, neoprene. O'Neill was fascinated by Bredner's finding. Neoprene was a great fit for surfing. It was stretchable, it was flexible, it was light, and it was able to trap body heat. But it still wasn't the perfect product, as it was extremely uncomfortable to have it in direct touch of the skin. That's where O'Neill comes in. He analyzed which part of the bodies needed more heat, and he figured that was the chest and the back. He then thought that to solve this problem, the best way to do it was to add a thin nylon layer under the wetsuit. With that, he started commercializing the product at his local surf shop, and then he started to talk it with locals because he was using it as a product tester. And talking it to the locals would be the first ever way to market his new product. He decided to go with that classic word of mouth marketing. This actually marked the launch of a big industry that's nowadays evaluated at more than $1.37 billion. For the next few years, he started, developed, created, and experienced many different products that varied in size, varied for each water temperature, varied for each gender. And in the early 70s, the first full-body wetsuit was created. It was called the Supersuit. It was a modification from other models that they did previously that went from the neck to the ankle. Usually, the other models were only short sleeve on the arm or short sleeve on the legs. This one was very much full body. And as the brand started to already be very well known worldwide, the full suit was easier to market. It just needed a perfect slogan, and it came as one of the most iconic surfwear industry slogan until this day. It's always summer on the inside. That slogan became such a mark for the company. It was so big, the sentence was so important for them that in 2011, Jack O'Neill published a book named after it. He unfortunately came to die in 2017, but even after that, the brand continuously used the slogan for its products and its advertisements. This is shown in the new It's Always Summer on the Inside from 2019.
My summer is just like your summer. A vast ocean is lying before me. We dive in it. A shining ray is chasing me. We play with it. A rising wave is splashing me. We race to it. Some say summertime is the best time. We say summer has no time. Because my summer is not a season on the outside, but a feeling on the inside. It's always summer on the inside. O'Neill.
Back in the days, the price for the first wetsuit varied between $75 to $100. And since the beginning, we know that O'Neill targeted the general public, everyone who wanted to surf, and especially surf warm. So due to this, they kept a competitive pricing in the middle of the range. And this pricing strategy offered great quality, a big competitive advantage, constant innovation, and of course, accessibility. And they're still in this rage until nowadays, even though O'Neill stepped down from the top spot of the market after Rip Curl came with crazy technologies, implementing a heat technology, for example, and upgrading it every single year into new wetsuits. It doesn't mean that O'Neill is not still figuring as one of the best wetsuits in the world. In today's market, so many wetsuits were created, varying in model, thickness, even the place the zipper is different. So maybe one wetsuit might have the zipper in the chest, some wetsuits on the back, and some wetsuits even no zipper at all. And that also changes the price. Buying a new wetsuit today requires research, as many different brands created that vast variety of models. And the one that's nowadays known for being the most technological and the best, the most reliable wetsuit is the Rip Curl E7 Flash Bomb, which is priced in their website at $539. On the other side, the best wetsuit for O'Neill is called the Hype Freak Fire, and it's priced at $449, so $100 less than the Rip Curls, showing that competitive strategy, that pricing strategy that they're always looking for. To compare the quality of the wetsuits, to ask ourselves which is the best wetsuit in the market today, and well-known surf magazine called Stab does a yearly review of the best wetsuit of that year. And it came that in the 2024 version, the winner was the O'Neill Hype Freak Fire. The format that they does is they test 11 different wetsuits, 2 surfers test them, and they went this year along the whole Portugal coastline in different types of warmth, different types of wave, different types of wind, under the rain, under the sun, a lot of variety, and the 2 of them concluded that the best wetsuit in the market nowadays is the O'Neill ones. From developing a new product with high market need, finding the perfect way to market it, and clear target audience, to revolutionizing the sport that grew so much in the last few years, it is impossible to talk about surfing without even thinking about the pioneering of Jack O'Neill. The surfing world will forever thank him for his effort to the sport, and if it is now figuring as one of the biggest sports in the world in the Olympics, it is highly due to his genius mind. O'Neill was indeed able to prove that it's always summer on the inside.